Ahoy there. Plunder Patrol deck profile, gonna try and speed things up, not have a half-hour video this time. This is my YouTube channel, we do questionable quality content. If you want to subscribe for some reason, down there below, there might be something in the description, there's usually not. Anyway, yeah, speedrun, let's go, main deck. So, first thing you want to be playing is your 3 copies of Whitebeard, and also your 3 copies of Redbeard, wherever he's at. He's here. Cool. So these guys are what most people think of when they hear Plunder Patrol. These are the ones that during your opponent's turn you can basically float them out for a ship that is the same attribute as a monster your opponent controls or is in their graveyard. They equip themselves as an equip spell, and then they both have effects when they are sent to the graveyard. Whitebeard summons a plunder from the deck and is locks you into plunder for the rest of the turn. Redbeard equips himself to a plunder monster that you control. These are your big boys. Whitebeard is very, very important for a combo that I will show you at a later date, hopefully, either in a separate video or, if I'm fast enough, in this one. Then I'm playing 3 Golden Hair. So Golden Hair is basically if Jet Synchron and Quick Draw Synchron became a small female goblin, gremlin, troll, ogre thing. So you can summon her from your hand by discarding a card, and then you can summon her from the graveyard by also discarding a card. Both effects are hard once per turn, but you can use both effects in the same turn. And when she's summoned from the graveyard, that locks you into plunders. Summon her from the hand, that doesn't. She's really, really good. She's a tuner. She's the one that you kind of want to dump into your graveyard most of the time, off of things like Shipyard. Then for your extenders, you got Bluebeard. He summons himself from the hand if you control a Plunder Patrol monster, and then when he's sent to the graveyard, you can discard a card and draw a card. Golden Hair doesn't have an effect when she hits the graveyard, but she can recur herself, which is kind of the balancing act there. But Bluebeard's really, really good. He helps you extend your combos because he's just a free summon, because you will usually have plunders on the field. 3 Silent Angler clashes with Bluebeard a little bit because it prevents you from summoning from the hand for the rest of the turn. But again, it's a free summon, and Bluebeard or Silent Angler plus Whitebeard is a 2-negate board with a Blackbeard on the field, which is the combo that I would like to show you at some point. 3 Ash, because you need to run hand traps this format. 2 Nibiru for the same reason. Space is a little tight. We're actually at 41, which is why Nibiru's there. 41st card is actually the Mecha Phantom Beast O-line, because we are playing Halkith Fibrax. And that is it for the monsters. That's really, they all kind of share the same purpose, which is you need as many Plunder Patrols in the graveyard and in your hand as possible for discarding for the effects. And you need the names because they're all hard ones per turn, and you want to sort of cycle them as much as you can. So on to spells. 3 Dragonic Diagram, Plunder Patrol Shipyard. Discard a card, search any plunder card from your deck to your hand, and then all plunders gain 500 attack defense for each spell and trap. Each plunder card in your spell and trap zone face up, and then while it's in your grave, you can spin a plunder that's in your spell and trap zone back to your hand and set it. So it's got recursion, it searches your entire deck. It's just a really, really nice card. Okay, up next, we've got 3 copies of Emblem of the Plunder Patrol. This card basically allows your plunders that don't have the effect to float into the ships, the ability to float into the ships, and then if you're floating using the effect of Emblem, then you can also use attributes that are on your field and your graveyard. So there's a combo with Almirage that basically lets you get a Bran, all these other things. It's really, really good. And when it's equipped to a monster, before you use the floating effect, that monster gains 500 attack only, and cannot be targeted with card effects. So it protects monsters from things like Imperm. So really, really nice. And that's the card I was waiting on mainly. 2 copies of Shipping. You can use it to fuse into Lease, which gives you a monster negate, but its main thing is you will discard it to activate the effect of a plunder, such as Golden Hair or your ships, and then you can banish it. You can use both effects in the same turn, I will just preface with that. Banish it and then equip straight from your deck any Plunder Patrol monster or an emblem of the Plunder Patrol. So that's really, really nice. You only play 2 because you do basically just use it for discarding. For draw power, I'm a heathen, so we are playing 3 Performer Power Popper Up because I don't want to banish my O-line, I don't want to banish a lot of things in the deck, and I want to be able to trigger my plunders who trigger off of being sent from the monster zone or hand to the graveyard. This triggers them. If it gets ashed, then your opponent's wasted an ash on a card called Popper Up, and you can bully them for it. Yeah, I think it's a really, really good draw spell, specifically for the deck, kind of like how it was used in Spiral. It's like a budget for souls. Obviously, you can't use souls in this deck because you lock yourself into Plunder. 3 call buy, don't get ashed, ever. All of your ships are ashable, and if they get ashed, it's big sad. Yeah. Then we've got arguably the other best card in the deck, Salvage. Free ammunition for your boats. It's incredible, really, really good. Love it. Yeah, some people only play 1. I don't quite understand that. It does brick if you see both in your hand, but like it's so good at like granting you recursion that there's really no reason to not play at least 2, in my opinion. We've got Terraforming just to search out Shipyard because it is kind of like Diagram and it's insane. And then we have 3 Plunder Patrol Booty. This card, you target a monster your opponent controls, change its attribute, so you pick an attribute, you change it, and then, as part of the same effect, you can then just special summon a plunder from your graveyard, or shuffle it back into the deck. So if you've got a ship that wasn't correctly summoned, you can shuffle that back into the extra deck, or you can get like a white beard or a red beard or something like that, and then float in something else. It's really, really good. And that is it for the main deck. Side deck-wise, you just want kind of your staples, hand traps, going second cards like Pank, Dark Ruler No More, back row removal like Twin Twisters. I like Twin Twisters more than Cyclone because you get the discard, which can trigger a plunder, and then 3 infinite impermanence just for going second, because this is a going first build. We do help combos. Okay, so now on to the extra deck. You're not going to see anything particularly innovative here. It's quite standard between all Plunder Patrol builds. First off, we have 3 Blackbeard. He is a Link 2 that uses just 2 monsters, including a Plunder Patrol. And then you can target a Plunder Patrol monster you control and basically float it out for a ship. It has the same attribute as a monster your opponent controls or is in their grave. And then you draw a card, and that draw can quite often come in quite clutch. Say you've bricked and you don't have access to any plunders, pretty much your only chance to get discard fodder is off of that draw from the Blackbeard. Then we're playing 2 Moak, 2 Bran, and the 2 Lys. And these are basically your attribute floaters. So you've got light, dark, and fire. And basically these guys, Lys is a monster negate, Bran banishes a spell trap, Moak banishes a monster, all at the cost of discarding a plunder card. But then, on resolution of their effects, and this is why they are ashable, Lys searches any plunder card, Bran searches any plunder monster, and Moak searches any plunder spell or trap. So they kind of recur the resource that you discard to use their effects, but then that then makes them susceptible to ash, so it's kind of like a counterbalancing thing, and they do all have their own individual effect as well. So Moak, if it's properly summoned and has Xyz materials, you can detach material to stop your plunders from dying, kind of like Ding. Bran gives all fiend monsters except itself 500 attack, and then Lys, you can target 1 plunder, you can special summon 1 plunder from your hand or 1 that is currently face up in the spell and trap zone to your side of the field. And that's it for the plunder extra deck cards. Okay, and so next up we have the 1 Almirage. This card with Golden Hair is either a 1.5 card combo to access into a Blackbeard with the ability to make Bran if you so feel like it, because you will have a fire engrave, because of obviously Amaraj is a fire. And it also can, with some setup, assist in this next combo, which is the Halki Fibrax Linkross combo. So you need to run these two, and then for your synchro targets, obviously you need the one Metal Marcher to bring back a tuner. And then your two negate targets are Herald of the Arclight. This one is standard among them all, and then because of the way your levels work, this is a nominee negate, by the way, if you didn't know, you actually play the Dawn Dragster, which is level 7, and that's very important based on how you actually unfold the Halki Fibrax combo. And it's a spell trap negate, which tends to be what actually stops plunders more than a monster negate, because if you're committing a monster to the field, then plunder can then abuse that monster being on the field, if that makes sense. Okay, so we're at about the 11-minute mark. I'm going to just take a quick break, and I'll be back, and I will show you guys how the combo works. Okay, so I'm back, and let's assume that this is our hand. So kind of the way that we want to be working with this is you need Whitebeard, or a way to access Whitebeard, so you could have Shipyard and a discard. You need a way to summon a monster from the hand, so Bluebeard or Silent Angler, and then the other 3 cards can be basically anything. In a obviously perfect scenario, you would want Kubai, and then Booty, and then just any sort of plunder card. Ash does also work quite nicely for that. Right, and we're back again. Sorry about that. We have a musical clock, so sorry for that interruption. Sorry for any other background noise. I've got 2 dogs sleeping behind me right now. Hopefully it's not too unbearable for you guys. I am trying my hardest to cut down the length and also keep giving you guys questionably decent enough content videos. So for this combo, you want to kick things off, normal summoning your Whitebeard, and then using your extender to just vomit that out onto the field as well. Now you want to link 2, and of course you're going to go into your Halkifibrax. Halk's going to trigger, special summoning out O-Line. Now you're not going to use the effect of the Whitebeard just yet. He needs to stay ready. You can't use his effect yet, it will lock you into plunder, and that kind of stuffs you a little bit. So then you're going to want to link off into Linkross, and this will give you 2 tokens that are level 1. So then you want to use O-Line and 1 token, and you want to make Metal Marcher. So now you want to go Chainlink 1 O-Line, Chainlink 2 Marcher, or Chainlink 1 Marcher, Chainlink 2 O-Line, doesn't really matter. At this point they probably would have hand trapped you if they had one. So Marcher would normally grab O-Line back in most decks. In this deck, however, you want to grab your Whitebeard back. So now you have Whitebeard and a level 3 token. So you want to use Metal Marcher and the level 1 token, and you want to make the Herald. Now just bear in mind that if before Herald leaves the field, all of your plunder effects that discard, the card you discard will be banished instead of going to the grave, because Herald is like a semi-macro Cosmos. And then you want to use your level 4 Whitebeard and your level 3 token to make Dawn Dragster. So now you've got a spell and trap negate as well. Now you will activate the effect of the Whitebeard, and excuse me, you will summon from your deck either a Golden Hair or a Redbeard. I would prefer probably. Looking at our hand, I'm going to go back on what I was about to just say, and I'm going to say we're going to get the Golden Hair. And now we are locked into plunder. So we're going to use our Golden Hair and our Linkross, and we are going to make a Blackbeard. So now Blackbeard is on the field as well. Then looking at our hand, had Herald not been on the field, we could have discarded the shipping, brought back the Golden Hair, and activated an emblem, which then would have given us access to a lease as well. Unfortunately though, we don't have access to that because we can't discard the shipping without banishing it because of the Herald. That's fine though, because you will use the Herald during the next turn to stop an opponent's card, and then on your turn again, you can bring the Golden Hair back by discarding the shipping, and you are all good. So then we will set our Plunder Patrol booty so that we can bring back a Whitebeard during our turn. Set our Call by the Grave if we've not used it to stop an Ash or something like that. And we have this field, which is basically 3 interruptions, 4 if you count the booty, 5 if you count the Call by. And on your opponent's turn, they will summon something. You will activate the effect of booty, bringing back your Whitebeard, and declaring light probably, just so you can access the lease, or dark so you can access Murk. Those tend to be the 2 best extract cards. You can use Blackbeard to tag this out to get your ship of choice. Let's grab at least. Tag it out for your ship of choice and draw a card, which in this case would be, oh, it's just another booty, but oh well. You still have now 2 cards in hand. Once you've used your Herald, your lease is now live. You can discard one of these, probably the shipping, which then sets up your plays next turn. And if you really want to, you can use lease effect. Once you've used that, lease would get you a search, remember. Very important. Bring back the Whitebeard, and then use Whitebeard's effect and go into another ship. So it really does kind of snowball into advantage from there, which is why you don't really care too much about only being able to make 2 negates out of your Hulk, because you, of course, get your entryways through Blackbeard. Anyway, guys, that's going to just about wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of quicker sort of style of deck profile. If you have any criticism, do feel free to drop it down in the comments. I am always looking on ways to improve, but that's going to wrap it up. This has been Shaky Camera Yu-Gi-Oh! And yeah, goodbye and happy plundering.